instant, the limbs that had been paralyzed and useless for 38 years were infused with strength and vitality. He had a newfound freedom and mobility. The man got up, picked up his mat, and walked. It's an astonishing display of the divine intervention that can happen, that goes beyond human understanding. But that's not all. You see, this miracle of healing was not only about the man's physical health, but also it uplifted his spirit. In experiencing the power of Jesus' healing touch, the man was affirmed, and his soul was filled with hope. His soul was filled with renewal. The instantaneous and complete healing of the paralyzed man defined the natural order of laws and physics. It just doesn't happen that way. We live in a world that's governed by cause and effect, where physical ailments typically require time, medical intervention, gradual healing processes. Jesus' miraculous intervention stood to a testament of his divine authority and his sovereignty over all of creation. You see, this miracle of healing served as a powerful testimony to who Jesus was as the Son of God. Through this miraculous sign, Jesus revealed himself as a source of life, the source of life, the source of wholeness, demonstrating his power to overcome even the most seemingly insurmountable obstacles. This miracle of healing continues to serve as an encouragement and a source of hope for us today. It reminds us that nothing is impossible with God, that God is able to bring about miraculous transformation in our lives, whether they're physical, whether they're emotional, whether they're spiritual. And just like the paralyzed man that laid at the pool, helpless and broken, we're also confronted with our own brokenness, with our own limitations, whether they're physical ailments, emotional wounds, spiritual struggles. We all carry burdens that weigh us down, that hinder our ability to fully live life. But just like the paralyzed man, we're invited to answer the same question. Do you want to get well? And when we answer that, we acknowledge our brokenness. We bring it before Jesus, and we trust in him to bring healing and restoration into our lives. This story resonates with us because it speaks about this universal human experience of pain and suffering. I don't care who you are, where you live, what you've been through, no matter what your background, no matter what your circumstances, we all encounter moments of hardship, disappointment, and despair. And this invitation of faith extends to all who are weary, to all who are burdened, and it offers us hope in the midst of life's trials. Here's the best part. Jesus approached the man at the pool. He draws near to each one of us as well, with that same compassion, with that same grace. He knows our deepest needs. He knows our deepest desires. And he invites us to come to him with our hearts open, ready to receive his love, his healing, his touch. And through prayer, through meditation, through personal reflection, through reading the Bible, we can cultivate a deeper relationship with Jesus. And we can experience his transformative power in our lives. You see, the paralyzed man's encounter with Jesus underscores the importance of faith in experiencing God's healing and restoration. Despite the years of suffering and disappointment, he held on to that glimmer of hope and expressed a desire for healing when Jesus approached him. In response to his faith, Jesus commanded him to get up, take his mat, and walk, demonstrating the transformative power of faith in action. We are called to do the same thing, but we have to be willing to follow Jesus' command. You see, much like the rest of our Christian faith, this invitation isn't a one-time event. It isn't just saying, heal me one time and moving on with our life. It is an ongoing journey of surrender and trust. And just like the paralyzed man had to trust Jesus and obey his command to rise and walk, we are called to constantly surrender our lives to God's will and to trust in God's plan for us. And that requires humility, that requires patience, that requires a willingness for us to let go of our own desires and expectations, trusting that God knows what is best for us. Anybody here really good at letting go of your own desires and expectations? I'm not either. I'm just asking the question, right? But as we place our trust in Jesus and in his power to heal, we're invited to approach him with faith and with expectancy, believing that he is able to do immeasurably more than we could ask or imagine. You see, in the end, the story of the pool of Bethesda teaches us all about hope and faith and a desire for healing. It shows that Jesus can transform lives, not just in a physical healing kind of way, but also in a spiritual renewal kind of way. And we can find peace when we put our trust in him. And when we do that, it allows all of us to be fed spiritually. Do you want to get well? Then get up, pick up your mat, and walk. Today is the day.